You are now watching your mans in them live.
You are now rocking with your mans in them.
That button.
We're going into what's the word?
What's the word?
What's the word on the street? Did anybody see the interview between the JBP, I'm about Jermaine Budden, the Joe Budden Podcast, and Adam22?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nah, I didn't see that yet.
You didn't see it? You didn't see Joe Budden pressing Adam about his antics with posting Kevin Samuels after he died for like views and clicks and stuff like that?
Nah, I didn't see that.
We got a clip we gonna play.
I bet.
Play the
Basically,
kid.
it raises a conversation about media outlets
Exploiting.
profiting off of black trauma and the death of rappers and pushing rappers who are doing certain shit. So we're gonna play the clip.
I got some smoke for you. Okay. Rest in peace to the Godfather, Kevin Samuels.
Rest in peace.
I don't like what you did after he died.
What?
It's disgusting.
What, re-uploading the parts of
Disgusting.
the interview?
Disgusting.
What'd he do?
The nastiest performance I've ever seen.
What?
Why do y'all do that?
It's an insane position for somebody in media to hold.
Please.
What is your job as a content creator? Your job is to make content and get that content out to the people who want to see it.
False.
Somebody dies, there is a huge demand for that content. You re-upload it. People see it on their subscription feed. They click on it because this is a very talked about thing. People are
Nasty.
literally mourning
I can't
him.
even listen to this.
What is the part?
That is disgusting.
Give me a coherent argument against re-uploading content when that person is extremely newsworthy.
Take it away, please.
For more news.
That's pretty much the
Joe,
conversation.
Joe Budden with his ad-libs in the back.
Disgusting.
Nasty.
I'm disgusted.
You're a nasty man.
Gross.
So Joe Budden's argument was basically that it was morally wrong to be doing that. If somebody passes, for you to repost their content and monetize it and also have salacious titles to get more views. Adam's argument was basically like, yo, if somebody passed away, their fans is going to want to see their material, so let me
Right.
make it easier for them.
Right. Also,
And he doesn't see nothing
it's
wrong
our
with
job
that.
to do it. That's what he's saying. He's
Yeah.
like, as media outlets, it's our job. That's why he was saying, like, I find it odd that you're coming to me about this, and it's our job to do it. But the question I was gonna ask is, how do we feel about media outlets using black trauma and stuff like that to profit and exploit it, make money off of it for views, and they're not actually in it. So we got people like Vlad TV, we got Adam22, and there are other media outlets too who just post stuff.
TMZ.
But TMZ is more like worldwide. Like TMZ is, they'll do everybody, but these guys specifically focus on the black community, rappers, hip hop, shit like that.
And Adam22 even said that he got a lot of his fame from the black community, hip hop
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
Right. So how do we feel about that? Do we feel like media is responsible for propagating that, or is it deeper than that? Is it us as a people to, that dictates what comes out? I'll start with whoever wants to start.
You got a pros. He was like,
yeah. Nah. Hold on.
Feeling.
The way I'm feeling.
he could rest.
It's media. Not only the media, but think about the people who is on top of the media, who's controlling the media. They make more money off of our tragic, or off of our trauma, because at the end of the day, they want to remind us that you need to still be in that trauma. They ain't going to push positivity because they don't want us in positivity. And in the minute that you in positivity and you're a person like us, you're called crazy. You're looked upon a certain way. So
My bad. I got a text.
This is
My bad.
tuned
My
in,
bad.
and you
Like, I was really about-
laughing and
I'm
giggling.
like,
and
what
shit.
happened?
I got a funny text.
All right, so
okay.
the fact that you said that, right? Do you feel like
Share the text, guys.
any responsibility that we hold any responsibility when it comes to anything like that? Because you said that they use, like, media uses
Right.
our trauma, but do you feel like the streets dictate it first? Because I feel like the media, they find what's hot on the streets and then bring it onto the big stage.
Yeah. Personally, yes. But at the same time, it's like, oh man, this is look, hear me out. because this is something that's been brainwashed into us. Before any of this media stuff came, we was just living our life. You know what I'm saying? Nothing was about negativity and all that. But when this media came, we've been pushed into all this trauma. So at the end of the day, the stuff that's being pushed into us and what we already been through is still going to be on our minds. So yes, we are responsible because we have to learn how to raise our consciousness. We have to learn how to be aware of yourself and what you're paying attention to. Watch your diet. Watch what you watching. Watch what you eating. Watch what you know what I'm saying? Everything.
You want to know what people gonna call you? They're going to say you too woke.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you conscious.
I'm
But
not
they
saying
have a
it's a
whole-
bad
he's
thing.
right,
I'm not
though.
saying it's a bad thing.
He's right, though.
But it's like you read, so what you're saying is right. And one of the hardest thing for me is when I'm like, let's say I click on some of these things. Sometimes I'm curious. A lot of times I try not to click on that because I already could tell these things are clickbait.
True.
But one of my things that I do is I read comments just to see the temperature of the video. And a lot of times, you know, I can't assume who the people are. But let's say I'm assuming there's a lot of people who look like us. They're feeding into it. So it's just like, it's like, okay, I hold the media people accountable, but I also hold us accountable. It's like, yo, you know in the back of your mind is wrong. Why are you feeding in to this type of behavior? Like,
and that energy sells.
The lack of support for them would make them stop doing this type of stuff. But it's hard to tell people that because our current climate is like, yo, either you too woke or you not woke enough. So it's just like, it's really hard to really like educate people on that. But you got to keep telling people.
I
It's
mean,
just not okay.
I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, I hope people to like. I hold people to that to a default, because at the end of the day, it's like, all right, we're not the ones pushing this out. All right, of course we see it, we view it, we make our comments, we give our opinions, but if it's brought out to the masses, that's not on us. We don't have the platforms to put it out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We don't have the platform, but we do have the power behind what the platform pushes.
Let me stop you real quick. The only thing I would say to that is technically we do have the Shade Room.
We got
But
DJ
it's
Academics
different.
too.
Yeah, DJ Academics, who a lot of people say starts a lot.
But
of,
these are individual platforms. These are people running those platforms, people of our color, but still those people are running platforms.
So
like you said, DJ Academics, right? He bought what was going on in Chicago. He brought it to the main stage.
Yeah.
We didn't. All we knew about Chicago probably at that point was probably sports.
Oh no, I knew that was a
And
bad place.
hey, there was certain shit.
I didn't know the extent.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know that it was a shoot 'em up, bang bang.
Right.
Like,
I didn't know that every song that they
once-
made was about someone they literally killed. Like that's the first time I found that out.
Bro, one time we took a family trip to Chicago, and my stepdad was like, "Yo, I'm gonna take y'all to the hood." And
Went to O Block?
I don't know where the fuck. All I know was just tall ass projects, and we did not stay there long because that shit was the real deal. So, like, I get what you're saying. I guess my question to you is like, is it different when it's our people reporting our trauma?
I mean, it is different because, you know, sometimes it's people who've come from that environment, that share that experience. So it's like, damn, this is what's going on in the hood. Because sometimes when you do bring stuff to the masses, it's like, all right, we have to do something about it.
Yeah.
When everybody sees it, because not everybody sees it. So
I
then
thought
when
the problem was gaining off of the trauma.
yeah, that's the thing.
that's
When
what it
you're
is,
but when you're gaining off of it, like you said, DJ Academics made a whole career off of other people's trauma.
Yeah. And the thing about DJ Academics is that he had to change his tune. When he started Everyday Struggle, he couldn't continue talking about the war in Chirac because he was getting pressed by the people who he was talking about. Like the rappers from Chicago. I don't know if y'all seen when Vic Mensa came on Everyday Struggle and pressed the shit out of him.
Yeah.
He had to change his tune up. So he doesn't really cover it like that anymore.
Yeah.
But he puts it on his
because he's black. Because he's black, he can't move like that because he's going to be put in those situations. I don't think Adam and Vlad have to worry about that as much.
You know why they don't have to worry about it? Because people keep coming on to their show. You see Vlad has an interview every single day.
Right.
And a lot of times the interviews with people, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say it's like popular artists, but like a lot of times it's artists who you haven't seen in the limelight in a while.
But the
And it's
streets
like this-
talk about them.
That's,
yeah.
that's true. That's true. But it's a way for them to stay like in the eye, because you see those Vlad interviews come up on YouTube and stuff like that, and you'd be interested. So it's just
Right.
like, I feel like Vlad selectively picks certain people because it's like, yo, like I know for a fact you're gonna come on the show.
So moving on to the next. You got anything you want to say?
rude, but yeah.
Moving on to no, I'm saying it's
No,
the
no,
it's the
respect
same
y'all,
thing. It's how I want to end it. So how do we feel like we could, going forward? Do we support these media outlets? Do we follow them? Do we give them views? Like what do we do moving forward if we feel like,
I feel like
this is wrong?
it always takes a conscious effort, just like you was talking about in the beginning. It's a lot of times we're taking content like blindlessly. We don't know what the source is. We just see the video. We don't know it's a DJ Vlad interview or whatever like that sometimes. We don't know it's coming from another, some would say, culture vulture. We just looking at content. So it takes more effort. You can't be as relaxed when you're,
Yeah.
I see it more as like a chicken and egg kind of situation, right?
Yeah.
Where who's responsible, right? Is it the media outlets for putting it out there or us for feeding them, right? It goes both ways every single time you can look at it. It's like they're producing it, we're following it, or we're producing it, making it go viral, and they're putting it out there and we're following more.
Right.
I think they should have a moral compass to what they kind of push out there, but I can't expect them to do any better, right? But when we brought up this topic, I went and looked at our content because we have a platform where we're pushing out information and news sometimes, and we talked about black trauma on our podcast.
Yeah.
So we're also
Like I said, we ain't any better.
yeah, we're also the media doing the same thing, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about Will Smith smacking this nigga and we're putting it on our videos, right?
It's the wickedest. That's what it is. Yo.
No, I'm just saying because like we talk about that stuff on our podcast. We talk about people passing away, and and we're not doing it to
Be salacious.
necessarily say, hey, we want to get mad views off of this and gain, but we're still
definitely
putting
don't.
it out there, and there's a potential for us to get more views and gain.
Yeah. I feel like with us, it's more so like, yo, this is the conversation that's happening. We have to find a way to contribute to the conversation.
Yeah, we report the culture. So
we're bringing it to the masses. Well, our masses,
Is it
our
different,
audience.
though?
How is it different?
Yeah, I don't think
Because
it's different.
We're not
because we're black.
I think the only difference is that we have a vested interest in it. Like it's something that we kind of will talk about regardless if we on the show or not on the show. So it's different because our first mindset is like, yo, I like this topic. I want to talk more about it. It's not like, yo, I want to gain. Now I will agree. There's some hope that hey, like the numbers will look good, but our main goal is to just have a really good.
We got
conversation.
some topics that we talk about because it's trending in media.
Facts. Yeah.
I agree.
Like,
ahead.
But
like-
I don't think it's an overwhelming theme of like, yo, that's our main content. Like, it's just like some stuff we're like, yo, let's jump on it. And I know we're going to have a good conversation.
I mean, you
Go
don't-
ahead, Prince.
Go ahead,
No,
ahead.
right. Because also when you piggybacking on what you said, was Adam22 talking about Kevin Samuels from before? Or did he have an
He had an
interest?
interview with him.
He had an interview with
Yeah.
him.
And he re-uploaded the interview. When
He chopped it up and put more clips out of that interview after Kevin Samuels.
And I
Okay.
think the bad part of that was it happened right at his death. And it wasn't like, it was like,
It was the day of.
He didn't
So-
give him.
so
Yeah,
it was a
he didn't give him his time.
timing
Is it?
thing.
Oh yeah,
If he would've
timing
waited-
thing is.
If he
Yeah,
would have
that's
did it
wild.
if he would have did like a month after, would it have been better?
I honestly don't think he did anything
I don't
crazy
think he did
wrong.
anything crazy.
I don't think he did
Yeah.
anything wrong. I think as a media outlet source, that's what you do.
Yeah.
You post
Right.
stuff regardless after
Nah, but
whatever.
sometimes we get after media outlets for doing stuff like that though.
That's true.
Like in sports, they a football player died, and they were talking about his accuracy and stuff like that, and how he wasn't that good, and people were coming at this person who relayed the news. They're like, "Yo, he just died," and the first thing on your mind is he wasn't that good of a quarterback. Like
The difference
why would you
is-
say that.
a difference
and he was
between-
a black QB too.
But the difference
And a white guy
between
did it.
the difference between
Sorry,
what you're
it's amazing.
talking about
Yeah.
and Adam22 clips is it's
Oh,
an
sorry,
interview that they had.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't saying anything negative in the conversation. It was Kevin Samuels speaking his mind.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing salacious would only be the title.
But the thing about that is, it's the feedback. A good portion of the feedback from the audience wasn't going to be good. The people who are watching it, the last thing that people didn't want him to be known for was the controversial comments that some people gonna
Why?
have
That's
it.
what he wanted
And
to
I
be
know-
known for.
I don't think
That's
I don't
true.
think
And I
Adam had any. I don't think any
he
media
doesn't-
outlet had anything to do with
Yeah,
that.
he didn't. I don't think
did that
Adam
himself.
had any ill intentions by
Yeah.
reposting it. I feel like
was
when
fed
people
off that shit.
when people pass, right? Like the audience do want to hear, like, all the viewers that tune into that platform would want to hear, like, oh, what was the last thing, you know what I'm saying, he said? What was the last thought that he had, or whatever the case may be. So when they see it, it's like, okay, cool, like, you know, we enjoy that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You had that type of footage in the vault? Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? But now,
Hey, freestyle off the dome.
Oh, yeah. What are we talking about?
He said, "Heard about that." But yeah. So to end the conversation. What's our final thoughts on it?
I mean,
Jesus. Used to call me on my cell phone.
all right, so,
You used to.
anybody want to take it away? Go ahead.
Basically, to all the individuals, just make sure you understand where you're putting your attention in. You know what I'm saying? Just be mindful of your attention, because at the end of the day, it is our responsibility to make sure what we're taking in. And what the media, I'm telling you right now, the media will follow that. When each individual is like, I'm not putting my attention, because it's not your money, that's it. It's your attention that's the money. You know what I'm saying? So change your attention, every individual, and also the media will then follow, be like, oh, they're not into that. It looked like their attention is into this, and that's where they can get the money for exact that.
Yeah.
They study us.
Yeah.
That's where they're fed from. They study us to see what we're gonna react to, what we like, and
What we like
and
to
everything.
consume.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't even, like, yeah, I feel like they're looking at their demographic. And I think their demographic might be, you know, from 18 to probably like from 18 to 30. Who would indulge in those conversations as far as what's going on in the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, the war in Chirac was a big thing because, you know, the music was popular.
That's
so the
true.
music is popular. They're telling the stories. It's like, okay, people don't really know what's going on in those stories. And mind you, there's people from Chicago telling academics this information. So at this point, what am I supposed to do with it?
Right.
Am I supposed to keep it to myself, or do I, you know, give it to the masses?
Right.
So
A lot of shit happened in the world, and what they put on the news is handpicked.
exactly.
I agree. That's what we were talking about. That's what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
But yeah, we gotta move on from this time.
Yes,
That's
we
a
do.
fact.
Yes.
Yeah, you gonna read the comments?
Yeah, delete,
let me read some of the comments real
Citizens
quick.
app.
Drew.
Delete the
Do your
Citizens
job.
app, because y'all be looking at the Citizens app every day.
Yeah. That you be like,
I do too. When
be
I
like,
used
be
to
like
go to
this.
Queens,
Be like,
what the fuck is going on Baisley?
I ain't walking down the block today. I'm not going to the store. It's hot.
Michael Morris in the chat says, I get both sides, but Adam should have demonetized them videos. Lily says, I have no remorse or empathy for that man, so too bad, so sad, but my feelings aside, Adam22 must be stopped and other white culture vultures. Michael Morris says, RIP to the Godfather. Creative Myth says, damn, Lily Wilson, no empathy for Kevin Samuels. He was just telling his truth. She says, nope, not one bit. I don't get what the point of this is. Shout out Reggie Porter in the chat. Lily also says, it'll always be bad because of who he was. That's not on Adam. And Creative Myth says, it's how you add to the conversation. If you're throwing smut on someone's name for views and to cause outrage for publicity, then you're exploiting. And Marquis says, question for the guest, what's your strategy for utilizing social media to grow your audience / business? You want to answer that real quick?
You want to answer that?
Do you use social media to grow your...
Do I use
on the
Catch them
gram?
on everything.
Yeah, of course.
How
Do
you
I
do that?
use social media? Yeah, of course I do.
How you do that?
How I do that?
Yeah, I'm trying to get there.
You have to consistently post,
Oh, never
but
mind.
you also no. It's not only
failed.
consistently posting though. You have to you have to consistently post. You have to be able. You could do paid ads, but you also got to make sure you outside, because that's the main thing. If you out there, go to network at events. You know what I'm saying? Introduce yourself. Be the loudest person in that room, so that people will be like, "Yo, this person is dope. I'm gonna follow this person. What do you stand for?"
Yeah.
You also got to make sure you know your purpose too, because you got to know who exactly you're trying to target and who's your target audience. Oh, you like for me personally.
You spitting right now.
Yeah, of course. Yo, you like positivity? Me too. That's my vibe. Let's go. Follow me on Instagram. Follow you on Instagram. Cool. I got these dope events. And then also offer your services of who you know. Yo, like you ask them questions. What are you into? Oh, you into that? Oh, I know someone that's into that. He can help you with this. Take down my number. Take down my Instagram. Whatever. Connect.
Yo,
Just
Prince be
connect
practicing
like
in the mirror. He be like, "Hey, how you doing?" Nah, he's spitting. He's saying nothing but
definitely
facts
funny.
right
That's
now.
big facts right there.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You gotta know how to promote yourself
That's
on
it.
the gram and off the gram.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Because also, like, you got to understand also, like, it's a matrix, too. The internet. The internet is a matrix, and the real world is a
Algorithms.
matrix in itself, so that's all.
All right,
All right, moving on.
we're gonna move on to Chop My Cheese.
Call in, hit the line with your mans in them. Go have a good time with your mans in them. We the only ones that wear the crown, it's your mans in them.